we often say our crystal ball is broken, right? When we talk about trying to see the future, plan for the future, and all of that. But I think that this really kind of brings it into focus that, yeah, you may not know exactly what's going to happen, but there are some things that you do know will happen eventually, and
Mhm.
there are contingencies and other things that you can put in place to plan for those things and others, because I mean, obviously death and taxes, those are the things we can count on in life, right? um
Amen.
and really that's kind of the focus, both of those today, on what we're talking about, because it's the widow's tax that we're discussing. And
Mhm.
talk about that a little bit. What do we mean, as a little bit of a refresher here, Mike, when we say widow's tax?
Right. So, I mean, when we talk about the widow's tax, this is huge because inevitably, if you are married at some point in time, one of the spouses is going to pass away before the other spouse. It very, very rarely happens that both spouses pass away together. So, if you don't plan for that, there's going to be specific challenges that the surviving spouse is going to have. So, like an immediate loss of income. One of the social security payments will go away, which means that anywhere from a third to half of your social security is gone. Okay. And as soon as the spouse passes away, the following year, you're going to be in a higher tax bracket because you're a single filer, and you're going to lose the tax deduction because you're no longer married, which means your social security is taxed at a higher rate, which means that your Medicare will go up because you're in a higher tax bracket. And all of these new financial challenges are going to have to be faced right after you've just lost your life partner. So, any time that you can prepare in advance, it is just smart.
It's absolutely smart to do that and not be caught off guard, when inevitably something like that does happen. You both need to be, you're in a partnership, right? With your life partner, you need to, both be prepared. So
Mhm.
how can people actually plan and get prepared for dealing with this widow's tax?
Yeah, well, number one, it's crucial to start meeting with and working with a financial professional before one of you passes away, and ideally well before any of your health ever begins to decline. Because the more time that you have to work with me, for an example, the more options that you're going to have, and the better off you're going to be in retirement when the loss of that spouse does. The first thing that we're going to do is help you create a solid retirement income plan. So you'll be able to understand all of your expenses and all of your income and the cash flow that you've got, because that is what it's really all about, folks. It's not about how much you make or how much you save, it's about the cash flow. And so, we'll help you establish income sources that you can count on and never outlive. And so, just one example, a great way to do this is by replacing the bond portion of your portfolio with a fixed income annuity, for an example. Okay. We'll help you measure before you get there whether or not you have an income gap, which is not a good situation to be in, or you have a retirement surplus, which means you have more money than month at the end of every single retirement month before you actually retire, which involves calculating expected expenses and balancing your budget that we like to call a spending plan, Matt.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, because people often don't like that word, budget. It's like it's a four-letter word that's got more than four letters in it, and they're kind of scared of it. So call it a spending plan, call it a beautiful butterfly, call it whatever you want to call it. That's nice and non-threatening to you, but call it something that will make you actually not be scared of actually budgeting, because it's so crucial and so important.
It is. And if you're still in your 40s or you're in your 50s, then we can help you build a plan to receive a tax free death benefit when your spouse passes away. And that'll help ease the income pressure. We can also show you how to completely eradicate, delete, kick out the IRS from your retirement accounts by implementing what's known as a Roth ladder conversion as soon as possible. Okay. And obviously, we will want to immediately review and then reset your financial plan upon the death of your spouse. And we'll encourage you to consult with a CPA or other tax professional each and every single year just to verify that you're on track. Dealing with the emotional burden, folks, of losing a spouse often takes time. It takes support from family members as well as from professional counselors. And you need to have people on your team that are looking out for you and looking out for your best interest. All right. And you can take steps in advance to ensure that those financial challenges don't add to the overall stress that you're going to experience at that point in time.